Hello there everyone, and welcome to your weekly MTA plan work video for the Queens Subways and the Long Island Railroad for the weekend of Friday, May 3rd, 2019, and lasting until Monday, May 6th, 2019. This is, of course, our first service changes video for the month of May, so we're in a new month. Quickly want to remind everybody about the weather this weekend, that if you are traveling on Sunday morning the 5th, please use caution because we are expecting heavy rain in the New York area on Sunday morning. But other than that, that's just the thing I didn't add, but that was an important note to add very quickly before we start our presentation this week. So that being all said, I'm going to start off this week with the Long Island Railroad because we actually have some good news. Yep, you're reading it correctly. I don't even remember the last time that this has taken place on the whole network on a weekend. But guess what? We have no planned work on the LIRR this weekend. That's fantastic. Thank goodness. Thank goodness, because I don't know if I'm heading into Long Island this weekend, and hopefully it'll alleviate the traffic. That's what I'm hoping for. If people are coming into Long Island from Queens for a random example, but yes, finally. Maybe this will alleviate the traffic. That's what I'm hoping for. Now, let's move on to our purple friend. How's the 7? Fortunately, we have work. May 3rd through the 6th, 11:45 p.m. Friday to 5 a.m. Monday. Free shuttle buses will replace the 7 between Willets Point and Main Street because of track replacement. 7 will run between 34th Street Hudson Yards and Willets Point. Now, very quickly, I want to bring up Willets Point, and I want to thank the MTA for actually doing this and planning ahead with the Mets, because the Mets are actually on a road trip this weekend. They're playing the Brewers, and then they're on the road against the Padres next week. And they return home next week against the Marlins for a quick 3-game homestand before they actually go on the road the week after. And it's a pretty weird schedule. Like, one week it's off topic, but I'll mention it, that again, the subway, the way they're playing the subway work is around the Mets schedule. So NYCT probably said, hey, you know what? We will make sure that we do not impact our customers who are trying to use the Willets Point station to get over to Citi Field and watch the Mets. So thankfully, that is good news on that front. It's a little bit of an inconvenience, but it's better than nothing than not doing the work at all. Especially how, again, you have an elevated track, and if the elevated track doesn't get repaired, then in the long run, you could have problems. Now, once again, to recap, the free shuttle buses will run between Willets Point and Main Street in Flushing. To continue your trip, you must transfer at Willets Point. So, from what I'm assuming, and I know this shuttle bus route very well, they're probably just going to follow the same bus route the Q48 does to get on Roosevelt Avenue. So, that is good news on that end, and we'll have to see how it ends up, because it'll be a little bit of an inconvenience that, if I'm going to Flushing, that would be a hassle. Well, you could always use the railroad on the Port Washington branch, because remember, the railroad's going to be available this weekend all over the network, so that's always another alternative if you don't want to deal with this. How was the N this weekend? Well, we have one minor change that will impact people that take the N in Manhattan, and this is also going to affect the Q line this weekend. for people coming from wherever they're coming from in Manhattan. I'm not going to say 2nd Avenue line because then that's just a generalized point. But anyhow, May 3rd for the 6th, 9:45 p.m. Friday to 5 a.m. on Monday. Downtown N and Q trains will be skipping 49th Street in Manhattan because of electrical improvements. I also want to bring up something very important about the W, and that is beginning on May 3rd. That's this Friday at 8:30 p.m. W service will end early because of electrical improvements. Take the N or the R. Also, just want to quickly remind everyone that W trains do not run on the weekends. Once again, we will have partial M train service available just like last weekend. So to recap, the partial M train will be available from May 3rd to the 4th. That's 10 p.m. Friday to 1:30 a.m. on Saturday morning. And also from May 4th for the 6th, 6 a.m. to 1:30 a.m. Saturday to Monday. Special weekend M service will run between Middle Village Metropolitan Avenue and 47 50th Street Rockefeller Plaza, and via the F to and from Lexington Avenue and 63rd Street, and via the Q to and from 2nd Avenue, 96th Street. How is the R? The R will be running along the Queens Boulevard line this weekend. That's the main thing. However, the same electrical improvement project is taking place in Manhattan at 49th Street. So, the time frame when this will be taking place is on May 3rd, 9:45 p.m. to 11:45 p.m. on Friday. And May 4th for the 5th, 6 a.m. to 11:45 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. And again, to recap, you will have no downtown R train service at 49th Street in Manhattan because of electrical improvements. How's the E train? I gotta fix the slide next weekend. I'll make that a priority. But anyhow, May 4th for the 6th, 12:01 a.m. Saturday to 5 a.m. Monday. E-trains will run local in both directions in Queens because of signal modernization. This will also be taking effect on the F line as well. So, giving you all the heads up now that if you need additional service to Woodhaven Boulevard to connect with the Queens Center Mall, the E and the F will also be available. On the A train, and I recapped this last weekend, but it's going to be another hectic weekend of this work. May 4th for the 5th, 3:30 a.m. Saturday to 10 p.m. Sunday. Free shuttle buses will replace the A line between Euclid Avenue and Brooklyn and Lefferts Boulevard, Howard Beach, JFK Airport because of track maintenance. A trains will run between 207th Street and Euclid Avenue and between Howard Beach, JFK Airport and Far Rockaway. Shuttle buses will run along two routes. Express between Euclid Avenue and Howard Beach, JFK Airport, and local bus stops at Euclid Avenue, Grant Avenue, 80th, 88th Street, Rockaway Boulevard, 104th Street, 111th Street, Lefferts Boulevard, Aqueduct Racetrack, Aqueduct North Conduit Avenue, and Howard Beach. Transfer at Euclid Avenue or Howard Beach, JFK. Any work on the J line this weekend? May 4th for the 5th, 3:30 a.m. Saturday, 10 p.m. Sunday. Free shuttle buses and the E will be replacing J service between Broadway Junction and Jamaica Center because of track replacement. J service will run between Broad Street and Broadway Junction. Free shuttle buses will make all J stops between Broadway Junction and 121st Street and will connect with the E at Jamaica Van Wyck. Transfer between trains and free shuttle buses at Jamaica Van Wyck, E, and or Broadway Junction, J. On the G, all times until this Monday, May 6th. Court Square bound G trains are skipping Flushing Avenue because of station improvements. Use a Church Avenue bound G train to complete your trip. Transfer at Broadway or Myrtle Wilbury Avenue. On the L, May 3rd through the 6th, 10 p.m. Friday to 5 a.m. Monday. L trains will run every 20 minutes between Brooklyn and Manhattan because of the tunnel rehab project. In Brooklyn, L will run every 10 minutes days and evenings. Additional G, M, and 7 will be running. Additional M14A buses will be running. B92, B91 buses will connect Bedford Avenue, Montmere Street, Marcy Avenue, and Hughes Street, and that will only be on the B92 only with Hughes Street. Free transfers are going to be available between Liviona Avenue and Junius Street, and of course Hughes Street, Montmere Street, and Broadway. So with that being all said, that's going to wrap up your service changes video for this week. It feels very odd that I'm not even talking about Long Island Railroad service changes, but you know, for a weekend like this, I have to say, it's interesting. Really interesting. So, with that being all said, thank you all for watching. And until the next one, please take care.